Petrodollar. This is a word that might have been coming on your screen multiple times in the last couple of weeks since the US-Iran war began. If you are thinking what this word means, then this video is for you. Let's go back a little bit in time. It was in 1971 that President Nixon officially ended the convertibility of the US dollar into gold. Until then, the US dollar was backed by gold. And now, with that link between gold and US dollar gone, US dollar simply became a fiat currency, backed only with the US government's trust. But trust is not enough to run global empires. That is when US needed a new anchor, and they found that in the black gold. With the gold standard gone, the US needed to ensure that the world still needs dollars. And that's where comes the second major twist. The US signed a master stroke with the Saudi government, and the Saudis, in return of military equipment and security, agreed to sell all their oil production only and only in US dollars, no matter who's purchasing it. The Saudis also agreed to invest these petrodollars, the money that they earn by selling oil to the US, in US Treasury securities. In other words, Saudis would lend this money back to the US at low interest rates. Essentially, the money that America spends on buying comes back to the American financial system. As the year passed, this was no longer a financial deal. This became the new world order. In 1975, all the OPEC countries, which is oil producing countries, agreed to price and sell oil only in US dollars. Think about the impact. Let's say you are India, Japan, or Germany, countries that need oil significantly to run their industries, their factories. All of them needed US dollars now to purchase oil. This created an artificial as well as mandatory demand for the US dollar that has lasted for more than half a century now. So, what did we learn? 1. Compulsory demand. Every country has to hold US dollars to secure their energy needs. 2. The recycling loop. Saudi Arabia and other countries use that money to recycle it back into the US economy by buying the American bonds. And 3. The US prints dollars and the world needs to buy these dollars to purchase oil. This entire system keeps interest rates in the US low and gives the US power to enforce its will globally through financial sanctions. But today, the scene is changing a little bit. We are seeing countries like India, countries like China are purchasing oil in their own currencies. Saudi Arabia is also no longer only tied to the US dollar. The world is moving towards a multipolar system where dollar is one of the money options. So where does this all leave us? Is the petrodollar dead? Not really. Think of the US dollar as WhatsApp. Everyone uses it because everybody else uses it. That is the network effect of the US dollar. Countries are trying to build their own payment platforms and systems to avoid US sanctions, but getting the entire world to leave the US dollar system is a nightmare. It's not a revolution that can happen overnight. It's only a slow transition that we could see over time. So what do we learn from this petrodollar system? If you control the necessity, you can control the network. The question isn't whether the world will switch to a new network, but the cost and time that it would incur in doing it. And therefore, considering that, would it even do it?